All right. Well, how do you look for this latency?
So what we do is we actually do a latency test, and we have a tool that does that for us. And I'd like to just open that up and show you it
Yeah,
if
man,
I can.
that'd be great.
So I have the connectivity test here. So if you're thinking of going to one of our servers, this is what we'll do: is we can provide you with what you're seeing on the screen right now. So there is a test right here, and there's some instructions in PDF format. And I'll just open those up and bring them on my screen so you can see them.
Okay.
So it's actually only a very simple 6-step procedure. You can send the results to us, or you can interpret them yourself. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment.
Okay.
But I'll walk through these 6 steps so you can see how easy this is.
Yeah, go ahead. I can already see the first one because I've dealt with this stuff before, which is I saw it as a text file, and I was like, what the
Yeah,
heck is a text file? And it's because
that's
you can
right.
send text files without,
Yeah.
yeah, emails and IT
Yeah,
departments
so
stripping it out.
that's right. Yeah, so a text file is going to email without being stripped out. But we actually do need to run a bat file, which if you've ever tried to send one of those before, Philip,
No
you will know
chance.
that there's a very high chance of that getting stopped.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'm doing here is I'm clicking on the text file and I'm just changing the extension to BAT.
Okay,
So
and
from TXT to BAT.
I've seen on some computers too, you have to change sometimes your folder options just in Windows Explorer to show file extensions because sometimes it won't
That's,
show the
yeah, good
.txt.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's take a look at that, seeing as you brought it up. So when you do change the extension, it's going to ask you if you really want to change it. It's going to give you a warning about the file becoming unstable, but just go ahead and continue on. And you are correct. If we take a look at the folder options, and if we go to the View tab,
Yeah.
then in here, what we need to do is we need to be able to display the file icon
I
in
think
order
it
to see the .txt and the BAT.
I know one too. You have it unchecked too, second from the bottom. There's a hide extensions for known file types, which you want
Correct.
unchecked.
Yep.
I think it's checked by default in a lot of
Yep.
people's like Windows setup.
Yeah. So it could be checked. If it is, just uncheck it, hit the
Oh.
apply button, and then hit OK, and then your extension should show up. So yeah, once you're seeing that as a bat file, now you're ready to go to the next step, which is to simply run this as an administrator. So to do that, you'd want to do a right mouse menu, right mouse click, hit run as administrator. If you get a little security warning, just go ahead and hit run.
Yeah, maybe they gotta get admin credentials possibly. Ping somebody to give you those.
Potentially, yeah, potentially. User account control does pop up, and it validates that you want to run the file. So you would have to click on yes to that, and that's where you may need some IT support if you don't have that option to click yes. All right, now what it's doing is it's actually running some tests in the background, and you're going to see some command windows
Okay,
as it's running those
so this is
tests.
it. This is what you should see.
This is it. This is
Okay.
it. And all you really need to do right now is be a little bit patient. As you can see, once it's done, it'll tell you to press any key to continue, do as it says, and it'll close back up again. So that's it, Philip. It's ran the test. And what we have now in the same folder that we had the bat file is we have 2 text files. Now, these text files are the results. If you remember in the document, I noticed down at the bottom, you could send the results to us, which would be you would send these 2 files to us.
Okay.
But let's take a look at them. Let's see what we've got inside of there. So I'll open them both up.
Yeah, it's pretty lightweight.
And
Two kilobytes apiece.
yeah, yeah, they're not very big, and I'll open them both in the same window. So what we're looking for is this right here. We're looking for the latency right here, the latency time. And with PDM, if you're running PDM, you're looking for a stable latency. Now here you can see I'm going from about 30 milliseconds. I'm peaking at about 70, some down in the 20s. But, overall latency is not too bad on that one. If I go over to this other text page here, you can see again, I'm around about the same. Now, I do want to point out here, guys, that I am actually running Wi-Fi. So not an ideal scenario. If I was running PDM, I'd want to be plugged in, but in order to do this presentation here, I'm in my studio and I'm running on
That's
Wi-Fi.
a good way to do it. I mean, we're literally having a Teams meeting right now to make this. You're in
Yep,
Atlanta, I'm in Texas. You're pinging servers in two different places. We're both on Wi-Fi. I think it's a
that's
good
correct.
realistic test.
Yep, yep, that is true. And here's what we're actually doing. So the ping test that shows us a address from 2329. That is the response back from the MLC firewall that your server would be sat behind. So
Mm.
my computer right now has just pinged that server and it's responded back, and it's taken this amount of time to respond back.
Okay. When
Now,
you sorry to interrupt. You just mentioned that
no
firewall.
problem.
When you send this test out, do you have to configure it per customer, or is it able, you just send it to anybody and this test will check everything? Because I know there's like multiple
Hmm.
firewalls and multiple servers.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you change it for each person, or is this good for everybody?
Good for everybody. And the
Okay.
reason why is what we have right now at MLCs, we have two server farms. One of them is in Tampa, Florida. One of them is in Dallas, Texas. What we're looking at right now is the server farm in Dallas, Texas. That's the 23. And the other text file that I have, the ping test going to the 66 site, that's actually
Mhm.
going to Tampa. So what I'm doing is I'm actually pinging both locations from my PC in my office, and I'm getting responses back from both locations. Now, based on the response time that we get in here, you can see majority of my response, other than a couple of pings, majority of them right here, around about the high 20s, low 30s.